Today we'll be reviewing the Neca Ultimate T-1000 motorcycle cop version, so let's check them out. Okay, so that's been a lot longer than I wanted to do a video, and unfortunately, sometimes in life things come up you gotta deal with, and just normal life issues you can't get around and things like that. And also had a microphone problem, which I'm still having fixed, so that's why my audio may sound a little bit off. And also I was having a problem with one of my apps that I used to put all my reviews together. It was not wanting to cooperate correctly, so I was having an issue with that. So like I said, things just pile up, and then it's hard to get around to doing videos and stuff. And then like I said, also my grandmother had to go to the ER a couple of times, and stuff like that happens. Videos and things get put off to the side. So when it comes to like family matters and things, but so now I'm probably doing another video. Hopefully maybe I can get back to doing reviews more frequently. Life stuff doesn't continue to get in the way. But let's first go over the packaging of this figure. I think I know I reviewed the first T-1000 a while ago, and I think I reviewed the Genesis one. I can't remember, but this is the third one that I haven't reviewed yet, so I'm gonna review him now. So like I said, let's start with the packaging. Okay, so he comes in the standard ultimate packaging. One of these ultimate Neca figures come in nowadays, and you can see it says Terminator 2 Judgment Day at the top there. It's got a picture of the motorcycle cop T-1000. It says T-1000 motorcycle cop there at the bottom. On the side it says Terminator 2 Judgment Day, same picture and everything. Same each side, not a lot at the bottom. On the top it says Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Of course, you can open this up, you got a cool picture there of the figure. Also, that's where the figure would have been housed and everything. So, pretty cool packaging. I like these packagings a lot better than the clamshells because they're a lot easier to open. And clamshells are hard to open, and sometimes I end up cutting myself. And like I said, these are just a lot easier to remove from the box. And you can put them back in a lot easier too if you choose to do that. So here is all the accessories it comes with. He's got technically 6 sets of hands because he's got the 2 on the figure, 2 relaxed hands. I'll show you when I go with the figure. But as you can see, he's got the 2 trigger finger hands, which he's got the left hand trigger finger hand too. The previous figure didn't come with that hand, which to me it was kind of stupid. They probably should have, because he's got a left hand holster on his belt, so I don't know why I didn't. But as you can see, they're basically the same hand, except the original hands have a little bit thicker paint on them, which I'll show you when I go with the figure, because I don't exactly know what my other trigger finger hand is, but I have to dig it out of my thing over here. But so he's got the 2 pointer finger hands, which those I'll have to dig out too. So like I said, I'll show you the difference in the color when I go with the figure. But as you see, he's also got the blade arm, as you can see here, which he did use this in this form when he killed the truck driver, when he took the 18-wheeler full of liquid nitrogen. A lot of these accessories here don't really go with this figure. Like the 2 heads, obviously are more meant for the other figure. Now, I guess you could recreate the scene from Wayne's World with this head if you put it on the motorcycle cop body, because there was like a kind of a cameo in Wayne's World where T-1000 showed up. It was kind of funny, but like I said, either one of these heads really don't go with this figure. Like I said, this doesn't match up because he did use this, so that works. He's also got the tiny picture of John Connor there that he used at the beginning of the movie. Like I said, this also does not go with this figure. This is more meant for the first T-1000. And see, it's kind of bent a little bit there, and you can easily throw this away too if you don't look. This was folded up under the clam shell or the plastic thing, and like I said, you can lose that very easily if you don't pay attention. And as you can see, it's got a picture there, John Connor. It's like a cardboard or something, but so that's pretty cool. Now, I don't normally display it in either one of the figure's hands because you can't really hold on to it, and that's how you end up losing it. But so he's got 2 guns there, as you can see. He has the same pistol that came with the first T-1000. This is the Beretta M92, which I think is what this is, and which is most departments carry the Beretta M92 during the 90s, I believe. See, this one is painted a little bit differently. The first one was all black there, as you can see, glossy. This one's more like a flat gray, but still a lot of the same details and everything. I'll go over because same exact gun. Now, the Motorcycle Cop figure does have a holster there on his. So the same holster as the other figure, but you can put the gun in when he's not using it. So, which I don't think he used this in this form. Oh, I don't remember anyways, but you can also get the snap shut to him this figure because the jacket helps keep it closed. So that's pretty neat there. The other one wouldn't close, but I'm glad that one does because it looks pretty cool. But he also has this gun here, which came with the original figure. Unfortunately, I don't have any of the original ones, but this is a Heckler & Koch HK-MP5 is what this is. And these are really cool submachine guns. And as you can see, this is like a pistol version. There's no stock on or anything, but it's got the classic MP5 sights there. As you can see, got the cock and everything. Got the cool pistol grip there on the front. It's got the magazine, which this is chambered in 9mm, like his Beretta is. So the ammo is interchanged, which is pretty cool. And he's got the trigger finger hands, which can hold this. The right hand doesn't get a very good grip on it. It's kind of loose. And the left hand, I don't know if it gets a better grip. It looks like it does, as you can see. It gets a little bit of a better grip on it. So you might, if you display with this, might be better displaying shooting it left-handed, because the left hand gets a better grip, as you can see. But it's a pretty cool submachine gun. It's probably my favorite accessory. It's the same gray paint as the other. There's where the bullets would, the casings would eject as you're shooting the gun. So like I said, this is probably my favorite accessory right here. So there he is with the blade arm attached, which looks pretty cool. Now, I don't normally display them this way, but that is a pretty cool option if you choose to do that. As you can see, the blade, and the silver of the blade and the blue of the jacket kind of fade in together, which is really cool. Like he's, it's an extension of his arm that he made. And like I said, that does look pretty cool, but like I said, I don't normally display them this way. But that is a cool option. For articulation, it appears to be exactly the same as the other T-1000. He's got the ball joint there at the neck and everything. Got the hinge there at the shoulders. Swivel at the shoulder, a hinge at the elbow. Got ball at the wrist there. It does have a little bit of waist articulation there. Got the diaper, as a lot of people call it. Got at the hips there, ball joints. Got a bend there at the knee, which kind of hides the joint too. So that's pretty neat. The other one had a joint there. You can see this one. You can bend. It doesn't show like a joint, so that's kind of cool. And got a swivel there at the boot. He's also got some ankle pivot there at the boot as well. Go over the scope design and color of the Motorcycle Cop T-1000, starting with its head. So as you can see, this is the Motorcycle Cop version here. He's got the motorcycle helmet on the silver badge, only it's white with the black trim on the bottom, which is pretty cool. He's got the shades and stuff on like he did in the movie. And like I said, this look probably isn't as iconic as the first version, but still pretty neat though. He's got you go in the back, you can see the helmet keys there. He's got hair sticking out of the back there and everything, which he does have the unhelmeted head, but like I said, I displayed with this head because he never had this jacket on without the helmet and stuff, so to me it doesn't make sense. But the way I use that head is, let me hang down for a minute. I take and use that alternate unhelmeted head on my other T-1000, because as you can see, here's compared to this head, because I like this head a little bit better. The paints on the original head is kind of laid on really thick and stuff, and it doesn't stay on very good. This new head, when I put it on, it stays on a lot better. To me, that one looks better, so I usually display it on my first T-1000 there. Which, that first T-1000 came with the half-split head, which I could not get this head to go on the body for nothing. It wouldn't snap on at all. So I think it's because there's a lot of excess plastic in there, as you can see. But like I said, I don't like this head very good anyway, because it's got a big ugly seam in it. But, which this head over here, which I wish they would include with this version, was this one right here, which split way open, which they did include with this one here. And so this was more like in the Pescadero Hospital where they blew him apart, which where the T-800 blew his head open with the lever action on 1987. And as you can see, this would fit this other figure better. So like I said, I don't normally display him that way, but that's a pretty good way to display him. But anyway, getting back to this figure, as you can see, going down, he's got, unlike the other figure, this one's got a big jacket on over his uniform. It's got the badge like the other one. As you can see, his white t-shirt sticking up there. It's got the other shirt, like the other one, underneath the jacket there. You can see a little bit of it, which is pretty And he's got a silver zipper going up, as you can see, you can see where it's zipped up to and where it's not zipped, so that's pretty neat. He's got Los Angeles police patches on each side, which something he probably should have had on his sleeves on his other uniform. I don't know why they didn't, but there's also looks like a pin or something right there. I can't tell what that is exactly, but it's on both sides and it's silver. On the back, there's not a whole lot, but you can see some wrinkles in the jacket, which would be normal for anybody wearing a jacket. He's going to have some wrinkles and stuff like that, where it sags and stuff. But as you can see, he's got the same, patrol belt as the other one. And you can see his buckle is a little bit over. It should be in line with his jacket and his fly right there, which the buckle, like I said, the buckle's supposed to be in line with all this, so it's shifted over a little bit, so that's a little out of spec. But you see, the buckle's got silver. It's an old school belt buckle. I don't think any departments use those anyway. It's an old school version, but I think those are actually a lot cooler than the ones used nowadays. But it's got the holster there, which it did come unsnapped. It will stay snapped somewhat, which is unlike the other version. It's pretty cool. It's got the gun in the holster and everything, which I think that's why it came unsnapped, because the gun shifted. But as you can see, it sticks out. The silver of the gun sticks out from the holster, which makes it kind of stick out. This looks pretty cool. Got some silver belt keepers on there. It's got his mag pouches with a silver snap detail, which is cool. There's another belt keeper there. And so there's his radios, painted silver. The other one was not painted at all, as you can see. Unfortunately, the antenna snapped off on my other one there. This one is a little bit crooked, too, which I think is because of the jacket. And you see the belt is sagging down. There's another belt keeper, or two more belt keepers, which the point of belt keepers is to keep your belt up and not sag down, which is, this figure is obviously not staying in place. But as you can see, there's a mag pouch. They're not a mag pouch, I mean a handcuff pouch. As you can see, it's also got a silver snap on it. So a lot of this other figure had silver snaps, but the belt keepers, the snaps were painted wrong. Some of them weren't painted, so they painted both of these, so it's a better detail. So going back around here, as you can see, he's got different pants. He's got striped pants on, which a lot of motorcycle cops wear. Ones mounted on horses, they wear these kind of pants. As you can see, the line wants to kind of get shifted over a little bit, but you can see he's got a stripe and everything, mostly blue. I think that's supposed to be a white stripe, but as you see, mostly just blue pants there. He's also got different footwear. As you can see, he's wearing what looks like jack boots, but these are not actual jack boots. These are some kind of boots motorcycle cops usually wear. So they got laces on them. Most jack boots don't have laces, but as you can see, there's details and some straps and things in there. Leather creases and everything. There's laces and everything on the bottom there. He's got some paint on the bottom of the soles, which looks pretty cool. Now you see the pants on this figure and the other are different. He's got different footwear on and everything. So there's what I was talking about. The other alternate head was more meant for, so you can recreate the same from the Pescadero Hospital, where the T-1000 blew his head, separated his head apart with the Model T-87 shotgun. And as you can see, that looks pretty cool. Actually, I don't usually, like I said, I don't display them this way, but that's a cool display option if you go that route. Like I said, this figure, the first version did come with this head where it was, sealing back up. But like I said, I couldn't get this head to go on the body for nothing. But like I said, I like that other head a lot better. To me, it looks better. But like I said, I normally display him in his normal form. But that is pretty cool though. So here is the new Motorcycle Cop T-1000 compared to the other two Ultimate T-1000s that Neca has released. On the right over there, you have the Bahung Lee Terminator Genesis T-1000. And then on the left over there, you have the classic Robert Patrick T-1000 from the beginning of T2. And like I said, now out of all these, which one would be my favorite? It's kind of hard. I'd probably choose this version right here, because that's what I think of more when I think of the T-1000. But like I said, I like all these pretty good though. Now unfortunately, my Hung Lee T-1000 over there has a black nose where he took and he tumbled off the shelf and hit it and landed on his face, so it made a black splash on his nose, unfortunately. But like I said, that version and the other version use mostly the same body and everything. So, and this new Motorcycle Cop one has some new parts and everything, so that's pretty neat. It's a little bit different than the other two. Now, they still haven't made an Ultimate Steel Mill version, which the Steel Mill version, that'd be pretty easy to create, if you want to do a custom. I think I've seen people do that, and like I said, all they would have to do really would be take the top half of this figure, the bottom half of this one, and put them together. And then you basically have Steel Mill. You have to remove the patrol belt and everything, so he didn't have it, which I don't know why exactly, but he didn't have the belt then. for some reason, but like I said, I don't know why. But so basically, that's all you have to do really would be, like I said, just take the upper half of the first figure, the bottom half of the most alcohol version, and then you have the steel mill version. Because it was kind of, was supposed to be a glitch uniform, I guess, because he was malfunctioning, so that's why he had two different halves of two different uniforms on the end of the movie. So that was kind of the reasoning for that, I believe. But like I said, maybe they'll do one day, because they did make a steel mill version a long time ago in the older figures, but like I said, they still have yet to do an ultimate version. So maybe they will, soon. And lastly, here he is compared to the Cyberdyne Showdown T-800, which this is not the ultimate T-800 figure. The ultimate version I haven't really been trying to get, because since it's basically just the ultimate version of the Cyberdyne Showdown figure I have here, I didn't really see the point of getting that figure since I had got this older one, and because this is one of the older ones with the pre-post legs and everything. I also got the 3D version that made it have the black shirt and everything. It's the same ultimate body, so I didn't see a point on getting that other figure. And like I said, this Cyberdyne Showdown Terminator is one of my favorite figures that I have. Which got the big minigun and everything. That was really cool in it, and like I said, it looks like he's a little bit taller than the T-1000, which I probably boils down to the fact that he's got big heeled boots on and everything, so that's probably why he's a little bit taller. And, I don't know if Arnold's actually taller than Robert Patrick. I'm not 100% for sure, but pretty cool there. And this is, at this point in the movie, this is both of their looks, and during the Cyberdyne Showdown, T-1000 was in the motorcycle cop get up here, and then T-100 was where all this had the minigun and everything. So like I said, this is both the same point in the movie here. So that was pretty cool. I had to go get my other spotlight because my tripod on here just died on me. But so what do I think of this figure overall? I like it. It's a pretty good figure. Now, all of the accessories this figure came with didn't really match up with this figure, except for the blade arm and the two guns. But other than that, pretty good figure. I really like it, and I think if you missed out on them other two, this is a good one to get. And like I said, maybe they'll make a steel mill version too, so we'll have all three versions. But like I said, if you wanted to do a custom, that'd be pretty simple to do. But like I said, I highly recommend this figure, especially if you're a big fan of T2 like I am. So give me a thumbs up, that helped me out a lot. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Till next time.